Hello and welcome to the 50-cent tour of Friday, September 27th, 2013. Congratulations on making it through the week this week. Please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will begin our tour. Today I want to begin the tour by mentioning some aspects of finances if you're living in the United States. Government targets private bank accounts, seizes funds without charge or trial. Do you still keep a hefty portion of your savings in a U.S. bank? If so, you may want to reconsider your options. And this is probably a very good time to do this. Here's another reason for that. This is from the New York Times. Treasury puts a date on when cash may run out, October 17th. It's probably not a bad idea to have some money on hand. People are recommending cash 3 weeks. I wouldn't really know what to anticipate, but I certainly think that if you have ever considered preparing by storing a little food, maybe getting some cash, this is probably, practically speaking, the time to do it. Here's an article from American Kabuki: Bank holiday in Panama announced. And I had seen this other places as well. I think this is just another indication that something may be brewing in the financial world, and preparation, whatever feels right to you, is probably the wise thing to do. For some perspective, the Vatic Project has this article, a must-read: The Men Who Crashed the World in 2008. And if you would like a fictionalized account of this, the film Margin Call is excellent. It is fiction, but it can help lend understanding of how the system, the financial system, works, what was going on at that time. And since we're talking about crashing the financial system in 2008, hey, we might as well bring in Enron. That they weren't directly involved in that, but this is a significant and interesting article. Enron secretly shut down power plants to manipulate markets, audio reveals. So the people who have been in charge of the financial markets, the corporations, the stock market, are not people who can be trusted. So that really casts a shadow on the whole financial system. Like with the FDA, we can't really trust them to weed out dangerous drugs, GMOs, things of that nature. We have to protect ourselves. And if you can, the more you can learn about finances, maybe what alternatives to conventional investments are, the better off you will probably be financially. And here, interestingly enough, is an article: Obama Express food store caught trafficking food stamps. What I was just mentioning about trusting the government, there is corruption at every level. So why would we not be surprised that something like this is going on? Here's another example of low-level government corruption. 47 TSA workers suspended for running illegal gambling ring on the job at Pittsburgh airport. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. I'm hoping that you're not anticipating that the government is going to do that, because they're not. They're just not. This kind of stuff is going on, and there's corruption everywhere. Why is there corruption everywhere? Well, here's the root. I mean, the Vatic Project has this article, The Lucis Trust, Satanism and the New World Order. This is a long, disturbing, and complex article. If you're looking for something to do on a rainy day, bookmark this and get into it at some point. It explains a lot. And here's another Vatic Project article and another article exposing corruption. Former sex trafficking victim shines light on dark underworld of Super Bowl. I'll just move on from there. Here's a little bit of good news. Government report offers more evidence cannabis is a wonder drug for cancer and good health. So even the corrupt government is beginning to admit some of these things. And this was something else that I found really interesting that the government did, and an arm of the government did, that surprisingly good. This is from Yahoo News. U.S. sues company over minors' religious objection to hand scan. And there was a man who did not want to have his hand scanned because he believed that it was too close, too similar to the mark of the beast in the Bible. So the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission filed a lawsuit on his behalf. So, will wonders never cease, eh? And I have some articles here about Syria, because this issue, if we can understand Syria, it helps us to understand a lot of other issues. And I want to read this quote from this article. Here's a paragraph. U.S. public opinion is overall against military action against Syria. Yet this attitude obscures the fact that a similar majority doesn't understand that the Obama administration and its allies have, for over 2 years, supported an intense guerrilla war in Syria that has killed close to 100,000 inhabitants and displaced over 1 million. And this article is called Endless War, Public Opinion, and the Pictures in Our Heads. And it's about how the cabal, how the warmongers have manipulated the American people into going along with these wars that have really only benefited the military-industrial complex and the financial guys, the banks. Here's another article on Syria from the Vatic Project. Syrian girl, 8 reasons why the New World Order hates Syria, its resistance to global domination. And if you've ever heard Syrian girl speak, she's very astute, very well spoken, and very passionate. And this article is her expression of what Syria has done to become the target of the globalists and the military-industrial complex. From RT, there's an article, Win at All Cost, Syrian Rebels Shun Diplomatic Solution. Well, Syrian rebels reads American warmongers and the military-industrial complex. RT has another article, Killing Syrian Children with One Hand, Saving Them with the Other. And this goes back to the article that I began talking about Syria with, that they're altering our perception intentionally to craft emotional responses in us to get us to go along with their program and their plan. But it's not working as well for them as it once did. So we need to continue to be vigilant, blow the whistle, point, like in the end of Body Snatchers, they're doing something bad, they're doing something wrong. And continue to communicate with our congressmen and with our senators, our House of Representatives and our senators, and tell them that we do not want war. For our good news of the day, thank you, Natural News, for being reliable in providing good news. Top superfoods for boosting energy. And it gives some examples. Green superfoods, bee superfoods, seaweeds, herbs, miscellaneous. And I hope that you will enjoy this article and find some foods here that you like, and then just eat more of them. The Daily Tour is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions. We thank you for joining us for today's tour and sincerely hope that you have a tremendous weekend. Make some good memories. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, experience some joy, take care, and insist on liberty.